Alright, a quick update for everybody. I'm using my phone again. I put together a new computer and I still haven't gotten a thing for the SD card, or to put an SD card in it, so I haven't been uploading videos in a while, but there's the fender I was working on, or that I put the patch on. I put some fiberglass and let's filler over it, and it's starting to work out. Getting close to this edge here. I think this edge that I welded in might be turned down a little bit, and I don't feel comfortable with putting filler real close to that edge. I don't know if that should be a concern or not, but I'll probably sand all of this back down and then try to knock that back out and then redo it. But not a whole lot. It's not really thick in there, at least not too bad. So I did get some moisture right there. It rained today and the fender was close to the garage door, so I might just sand that all the way down, and then, well, I'll have to sand all that anyway. You can see there's a high spot here. There's like a high spot generally in this area, I think, from where it warped up. And this metal, this steel is really a thick gauge, so it's hard to, get that to work down if you're trying to be easy on it. So I might have to do a little bit more coaxing, but here's the other one. Oh, hold on. Ugh. Okay. When I did this, instead of cutting this all the way down like that, the aftermarket patch doesn't have this for the bolt hole, so I had to extend the other one down, and that kind of caused some issues. And it's still kind of it reaches that far, but it's like to here. I don't know, it was kind of hokey. So with this one, I kept the original line. You can see I cut there, cut around, cut here, and then I still have yet to get this fitted in. But I kept this whole border, I guess you'd call it, here, and just cut the patch out and put the new one in. I wish I would have showed you guys before I started welding on it, because it looked a lot better, but it fit really, really tight in there. And that's one thing I believe Greg Porter told me to do, is and also Sean Velvet Hammer told me, make sure this is as airtight as you can get it, and I did. And it really didn't take a whole lot of time to do that, and it just made it so much easier. I got this fit in, and actually right now I just did the welds. These are, I know they're still ugly, I haven't cleaned them at all, but if you remember from the other video that I did in the other one, this is a considerable improvement. I started getting the groove pretty much in here. You can see it gets a lot better in there. Right here, the metal kind of thinned out a little bit. I had to get kind of crazy with some filler rod, but that'll all grind down. And then this will all grind down here. I had to do a little bit of filler every now and then. I'll just hit a little thin spot and then burn through, and I had to go back and do it. This was a little difficult with this real long edge here, because this metal really wanted to warp on me, and I think I controlled it pretty well. I mean, not, you can see where it's still warped, but considering my other one, I controlled it a lot better. I would use this and hold it like out to here as I was, or around here, just draw the heat away as I was welding down. And then I had just a little wet rag that I would real quick wipe after I hammered it, wipe down. But it's looking good to me. And like I said, I've got to get this bottom still shaved down. It's a little bit long, so I got to shave this bottom down, push it in there, and finish my welds up on the bottom here. But I am pretty happy with this fender, a lot more so than the other one. So we're looking good there. I'm feeling a lot better about that. So moving on, trying to get this, fenders done. What I plan to do with this car is I plan to I'm going to fill over bare steel, because if you remember on the Bug, I did the self-etching primer epoxy and then did my filler over the epoxy. I'm going to do a little bit different. I'm going to do the filler over bare steel. I'm going to Still use self-etching primer just because this is, my car, my project car. It makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside when I spray it on. That's but I'm just going to spray this self-etching primer on what's going to be bare steel, and then hit that over top of that with just the 2K. And then after it's all said and done, I'll just primer seal it, the whole car, before paint. But I think I can do that. I'm almost positive I can do that. If anybody thinks it's a bad idea, let me know. But like I said, I'm just going to do self-etching primer over what's bare steel, and then 2K over the whole thing. So, and of course I'll make sure I have the proper scratch in the surface for on the filler there for the 2K primer. I don't know what it is, 80 maybe, who knows. I'll check the text sheet, but so I'm going to do that. Trying not to get too ahead of myself here with paint. I got a color chart from a company that I was looking at and picking out different colors, but I don't want to get too ahead of myself. I'm not at that point yet. But one idea that was floating around was one of the colors I liked was a green, almost like Greg Porter's green. I'm a little bit different, but I'm floating around a metal flake on top of that. I'm starting to like the metal flakes. I've been looking at these old Fords and old cars with metal flake on them, and I really like that. I don't know if I'm going to do two-tone or not, or a different color, I don't know. I looked up Crestliner trim, and that's not cheap, so I'm not doing that. And I don't know, I was kind of jogging around different ideas of different trim, but I might just stick with this, go with one color, just and do the whole thing. And also I was kind of looking into a 54 Chevy Corvette, 54 to 57 grill. I don't know, it's just kind of, I bounce ideas off myself, and I always, in the end go a different route. So, but there it is, guys. I'll have some longer videos when I actually can use my camera, but limited to the phone, so there we go. You guys take it easy.